problem in schools, and I've been wondering, why is literacy so important?
I will train him then. I take Anakin as my Padawan learner.
Well, my apprentice, Callie, the literacy is a very important strategy to implement in many modern-day classrooms, and it's important for all content teachers to use literacy as much as possible to help students with the understanding of your material in your subject area.
The Jedi Council, also called the Google community, has been sending us tons of information on our investigation. One of our fellow Jedi, Ryan, posted about how teachers are forming a rebellion against standardized tests. What's that all about?
Obi-Wan is ready.
I am ready to face the...
Well, Callie, Ryan's post was citing a New Jersey Teachers Association that really was saying that these recent push for standardized tests is not really helping anyone, and we're not really properly seeing whether students can succeed. And really it's just punishing our teachers, our schools, and especially our students with this intense push for standardized tests.
From what Calvin has sent us, there seems to be many different aspects of literacy. Are they all connected through the Force?
Much to learn, you still have.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
Ah, yes, Callie, that is a very good understanding of literacy. There are many different kinds of literacy. There's visual literacy for looking at images, there's mathematical literacy for doing problems and looking at math, there's scientific literacy when you're looking at different scientific aspects, musical literacy, and all of these forms of literacy are all tied together through the Force to make it all one living being that we call literacy.
Master Sean seems to imply that perspective is really important in his post about the Titanic sinking. The picture says that if you watch the Titanic story backwards, it tells the story of a magical ship emerging from the sea. So why is perspective so important to learning?
Anakin, I have failed you. I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over. Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil! From my point of view, the Jedi are evil!
Well, from Master Sean, we actually learned that it is important to always include all students who would like to share on a subject and allow them all to share their opinion and their viewpoint that they might have gained through their own lives, their own experiences, and really allow each student to share their own perspective with the class. Ah, yes, Padawan Callie. I also noticed that you too shared often with the Jedi Council on the Google community. And I noticed one particular post of yours, which was about digital age literacy. I found that particularly interesting. Would you like to share a little more about that?
Lost a planet, Master Obi-Wan has. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Liam, the Shades. Gather round the map reader, clear your minds, and find Obi-Wan's wayward planet we will.
Of course, Master Tyler. My article was titled Digital Age Literacy for Teachers, Applying Technology Standards to Everyday Practice. And this article stresses the importance for teachers integrating technology into the classroom and into their lessons, but it also talks about the fact that teachers need to be literate in their own technology use. So they need to make sure that whatever technology they're using, they're actually able to use successfully so that the course objectives can be translated to the students. So, Master Tyler, since we've been talking about literacy and education through all of this, students grow up as they go through education. So how do literacy standards change as they go from kindergarten through elementary school and middle school and into high school?
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic, before the Dark Times.
Yes, as the younglings do grow older, their tasks as far as literacy education do change slightly. A number of aspects remain the same. They still need their vocabulary and ability to understand the content. But also, it does get a little more challenging, a little more engaging, and students really need to be more involved and get more, so they can get more out of their literacy instruction as they grow from younglings in elementary school up to Padawans and apprentices through middle school and high school.
I know you've had some interaction with some teachers who've been out battling the Sith who want to take all of the literacy for themselves. Do they have any kind of advice for apprentices like me as we grow up and get ready to enter the fight?
Yeah, these teachers from the star system Bluffton, when I met with them and we discussed, they actually said that it's really important to establish a culture early on in the year. You want your students to expect these literacy strategies, expect to be working together, communicating, and really working together as a unit, as a group, to come to these conclusions on their work. If your culture in your classroom is really just students sitting down, doing problems, listening to you talk, then they don't anticipate that they will do this in the future. So that is why it's very important to establish this culture early on in your year.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire for a safe and secure society.
Another thing I heard the Bluffton teachers say was that if our plans don't work the first time, it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the Rebel Alliance. They said that if our plans fail the first time, we can modify them and try them again. Maybe the students are different and that will make a difference in the success of the plans, or maybe our modifications will make the plans be successful. But it's important to not give up the first time you fail. Clearly, we can't defeat the Sith on our own. We need an army of Jedi Knights to grow up and join our cause. So, how should we get apprentices and Padawan learners to learn how to problem solve together into a community?
One important aspect to build this community of young Jedis is to get them to work together as often as possible. And when these younglings work together, they are able to get to know each other, get to know you as their instructor. And then together you can really build a community in your classroom that is engaged and there to really help each other get through it.
System. A precise hit will start a chain reaction which should destroy the station.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
It's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home. They're not much bigger than T-meters.
Then man your ships, and may the Force be with you.
Another crucial aspect of building this community is helping the students learn how to problem solve together. So to defeat these literacy issues, we need the students to be able to work together, find a solution to a problem, and then implement that solution to fix the issues of literacy in our schools.
We'll handle this.
We'll take the long way.
And another way that can really help to build community in our classrooms is that instead of just diving straight into the academics and straight into curriculum, we can kind of step back a little bit and use some fun activities to kind of gauge interest and help students get to know each other, get to know the teacher. This is especially helpful at the beginning of a school year or right after getting back from a break, but also maybe getting to a new subject. I know I once ran an activity that involved just kind of basically a game of telephone using math, but before that we could have actually played telephone so students kind of make the transition into the content area a little more smooth.
You made a fair move. Screaming about it can't help you.
Let him have it. It's not wise to upset a Wookiee.
But, sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
It's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose.
So now we've gone over a lot of material we've covered in the Google community, and I really say that I learned quite a bit from it. It really helped me to pick up some literacy strategies. What do you think?
I think it was a great way to consolidate all of our information and all of our resources into one area so that we can have these for the rest of our lives.
That's a really good point. But you can spend all day reading on the Google community, hearing from the Jedi Council about literacy strategies. But you really have to go out in the field and use these strategies yourself. So let's go.
Be gone with him!